Hello, Real Estate. George here, Unit Manager from Philippine Homes and a PRC accredited and the HSUD registered salesperson. So today we are here in the Hive
Yes,
office
that's right.
by Priland, and right here with me is one of the eligible bachelor.
Hi, George.
Hello, sir. How
Thank
are
you.
you?
We're good here. We're good. Thank you so much for inviting in your channel. This has been a great privilege for us.
So, you are known in the circle as Popoy, but can you tell us your real name and how you got the nickname?
Oh, that's interesting. Well, actually, my name is Irvin Paul Pastoriza, and they call me Popoy maybe because of the Paul, Paul part. Yeah.
Okay.
But ever since when I was still a kid, my friends, my neighbors, and even my relatives really know me as Popoy. Only the professional world know me as Irvin.
Sir Irvin.
So when it comes to my first job, when I was with Santa Lucia before, and also when I was with Taft, also before George, they call me Irvin. However, I realized when I got a little bit older, I think the name the name Popoy is much more appealing than also basically, or actually magod si Kuan mo John Lloyd mo nagpasikat ng Popoy, di ba? Bantay ka. So pag sugod adto na ako gitawag Popoy na kay baka ni sikat ang pangalan. So mo okay,
But
fine.
you're the original Popoy.
Yes, wa pa si John Lloyd, Popoy na.
Okay. So, trivia. Okay,
Okay.
and you mentioned that you were at previous developers. How long have you been in the industry, sir?
I am already 10 years in the industry, George. So I stayed with Santa Lucia for quite some time, about 2 years.
Okay.
Then I also stayed with what they call this, Taft Properties for another 3 years. I became an independent broker last 2013, and
Okay.
I can also practiced selling for about a year. That was year 2013. I can still remember when I
Okay.
sold a few products. And I am already with Priland last 2017, so that's 4 years already
Okay.
going this year. So total about more or less 10 years.
So how did you how did you shift to, or how did you move to Priland?
It was 2017 when I was interviewed by the owner of Priland, Sir Carlo Yap.
Yes.
And I did not hesitate to say no with his offer because it's a new developer.
Yeah.
It's something that we can launch as part of the pioneering team.
Yes.
So I was really excited that time there.
Okay. So talking about the company, were you there? So you mentioned you're the pioneer.
Well, actually, they really started last 2013, George, no, with
Okay.
their first project, which is Northwoods Residences.
Yes,
Yeah.
near Ateneo.
Yeah, it was more like the testing of waters.
Testing, okay.
Yeah, because they want to try it out, being in the real estate industry. And then when they found out that this industry is quite exciting,
Yes.
so they decided to hire a lot of people during 2017, which included me. And then of course, we launched our branding then with
Yeah.
Brisa, the Brisa series.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it was the very time then.
Okay. So by that time, sir, because I noticed most of your projects are in Lapu-Lapu.
Yes, that's right.
Do you see it like you expanding, not just in Cebu but Visayas, Mindanao? Is that part of the vision of Priland?
Well, actually, in our strategic planning, George, no, we are already having a few land bankings in Mindanao.
Okay.
So particularly that's Davao and Cagayan de Oro.
Okay.
So we are eyeing to enter Davao and Cagayan de Oro in the next years to come. It's just so happen that the pandemic struck right now.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And talking about the pandemic, sir, you mentioned that. How does it impact the company and the real estate in general? And how did you, or were there some maneuvering, or was there change in strategies because of the pandemic?
Yeah, well, actually a lot, quite a lot. Siguro I'll start with the way we sell our projects now.
Okay.
The main difference right now, George, is that the shift and focus to the online selling has never been this tremendous, unlike
Yes.
before. Okay, so before there was a mix of the traditional type versus the online selling
Yes.
type, and then right now it's like almost as if the traditional selling was wiped off,
Yes.
and everything is now online.
Yes.
Okay, so we have actually what they call this we took advantage of our online setup right now. So of course, we strengthened and then we streamlined everything about our websites, everything. So many things about online, because we realized that this is the safest way right now.
Yes.
And at the same time, most of the clients right now are really going online when they want to buy properties. It's although the number of clients has been actually affected, but with the help of the online selling and with the help of the digitalization of the selling right now with real estate, we are able to say parang mura siya nabawi po nato, George, ba?
Okay.
Yung Mariana ganing hitabo nato. So yes, nagya po hesitations from other people because sa Philippines, unlike sa other countries right now nga mas high-tech pa sila sa tuwa.
Yeah.
So right now, nagya po yung mga Filipinos nga dili pa yapon comfortable with online buying and gahanip mo sila mutan sa property before sila mo palit. Nagya po yung anak nga mga parts.
Yes.
Yes.
So there are still parts of the traditional way of
Yes.
looking at properties, like
Yes.
really talking to an agent,
Exactly.
going to the office. But in terms of the online approach, because from product knowledge seminar, we shifted to product knowledge webinar,
Yes.
or PKW.
PKW, yeah.
Do you still see that continuing, even if hopefully pandemic will be over, or you would go back to the traditional way of doing things?
Okay. Well, I don't think that the PKW will go away completely, but I still think that there will be some at some point that the PKS will still go back to the physical kind of seminars, because we also realize that there's really a difference between the PKW and the PKS in a way that you're able to interact the people face to face compared to just kanikon online, no? But I don't think na mawala sad gyud siya ang kanakon PKW.
Okay. And talking about going back to your projects, or you have high-rise condominiums, and you also have subdivision projects.
Yes, that's right.
Do you have like a mix of targeted, like I should have 50% condominiums, I should have 50% subdivisions? Do you have that as like in terms of your niche, in terms of the market? Do you see that as important, or that would depend on whatever comes or whatever the needs of the market is?
Well, actually, that's a good question, George. No, kasi Priland has been mixing our product lines that we are offering to our clients. We have houses, we also have a few lot-only units, and we also have our condominiums. So I think it also depends on the market demand. Okay. So as we know here in Cebu, we know that there's really a market for condominiums, because Cebu is getting so cosmopolitan, it's so busy already that there are no available lots that we can build houses on. Okay, and so we have to shift to the high-rise buildings because there's no other way to go. However, if you go outside of the city, when you go to the provinces, there you can still find houses, and I believe there's really a market for houses also.
Okay. And in terms of the market segments, or I see you have some low cost or affordable condominiums in Pasay Grove.
Yes.
Is that really your target, or you would want to also go into the luxury or the high-end market also? Or do you have that projects?
Well, George, actually, what we I believe with Priland, we are really targeting the mid. It's the mid-income, market, because aside that there's a lot of these, of these people in this kind of market. The luxury market is actually not our turf. Okay, so I believe there are some competitors out there who can do better than us in terms of the luxury market that we're talking. And then with the size of the luxury market also, which is not so big, so if we try to enter that market, I think it will we'll be able to get a smaller portion of the market already. So why not focus on the mid-income at the same time on the low cost, because naamad jud diri ang demand karon.
And that's your core competence. So
exactly.
You might want to stick with what you are good at.
Yes, I agree.
And talking about the projects, or there's been delay because of the pandemic.
Yes.
Do you see yourself like bouncing back with a lot of projects, or you would want to take it one at a time, or what's the approach of Priland in terms of developing projects? Okay.
For this year, actually, George, we are focusing right now on our current projects, because we are really strong that we can really bounce back. First things first with our current projects, and then by next year we will be launching already new projects. Yes, because we need to. We are also
can you
waiting.
share?
Um,
Without violating
siguro I can say something like we're planning to enter Davao next year.
Davao.
Yes.
Okay.
But I cannot say anything more yet.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I know some of your projects. You have the Vertex Central.
Yes.
In
Archbishop Reyes.
Archbishop Reyes.
That's right.
You have Vertex Coast in Mactan.
Yes.
Along the lines of the high-end projects.
Yes, yes.
So that's a good entry. And you have Soho.
Yes, yes.
Same with Vertex. I think so both of your Vertex
Has
have
Soho.
okay.
Including Paseo Grove
And Paseo Grove.
and also Northwoods Place.
And Northwoods
Yes,
Place.
all of our condominiums really have Soho units.
Okay. By the way, small office is very ideal, especially right now,
Exactly.
because because of social distancing, so they can have their own private offices.
Yes.
Do you see a spike in the demand, sir, in terms of those living working spaces?
Yes.
Instead of like going to the office and adjusting and having that working remotely.
Well, actually, George, I would have to agree with that now because right now, especially with the trend that people are, doing their what do you call this, small businesses online, it's a perfect setup for them to get a small home office, or the Soho units that we have, because it's a perfect setup for them. Okay, this will really cater to the small businesses who is really into online selling, or even those who would want to put up their own small firms, accounting firms, realty firms, law firms. It's really perfect for those.
And talking about so we have talked about you, we talk about the company, your projects, and these are basic concerns, not concerns, but curiosity for the buyers.
Okay.
Because right now we are doing online, so basically it doesn't matter if you are from Mandaue or you are from the US. Okay.
Right. That's right.
Do you see an influx or like more buyers from overseas investing, or it's been a challenge for them as well because of the global pandemic?
Yes.
So do you see that an increase in buyers from abroad?
Well, actually, to be honest, with our clients right now, a lot of them really are from the abroad already. Okay. It's just that siguro what really changed now is even the local buyers that we have here are also shifting to the online online buying. Okay, so online reservations. So they took advantage of all those platforms, George. No, ang sa gawas lang yun is that the Filipinos abroad are still investing. It's like as if they are just waiting for the market to really normalize back again, but they are really into investing pa. Okay, so as for the influx, I can see that there's not much of a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like just the same lang siya from before.
Okay. And talking about the reservations, and I know that Priland do not have in-house agents.
Yes.
So 100% brokers network.
Yes, that's right.
What was the decision that leading to that choice, or that you would have just rely on brokers network and not have in-house agents?
Well, we from Priland, we strongly believe in the brokers network of Cebu. Okay, the brokers network of Cebu is so strong that it is actually more than enough, for you guys to sell our projects. Right. So, but what we have here, special with us with Priland, is that we have what we call our dynamic sellers group, of which it's like an in-house setup, but they're still connected to the realty firms. So we provide trainings. Yes.
So that's active now.
Yes, actually it's ongoing right now, and they're making sales already with us also.
So what is the setup like? Is there a difference, like commissions or?
Well, the commission is still the same because they're still under the respective realty firms. This is actually a mixture of different realty firms because we want it to be as diverse as possible. And then we provide weekly training, so that is twice to thrice a week, and then we provide activities to them. So when we have our exhibits, these are our priorities. These people, and at the same time, they will be receiving allowances if they hit their targets.
Oh, they have allowance.
Yeah, it looks like an in-house, but it's not really an in-house because they're still with their realty firms.
But the advantage is they will get to know more.
Yes.
They will be trained.
Yes.
And some of the perks.
Yes.
Okay.
And they will be familiar with our
Yes.
processes also, because
Oh.
because I believe that's very important for each agent to really familiarize our
Okay.
process.
Okay. I think
Yes.
that's the. Is that you? Are you the first
Um,
in Cebu?
I don't know. I really don't know. Yes, maybe or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, because as far as I know, you are you are the first, like really trying to develop and enhance the skill set of those agents, treating them like in-house.
Yes.
So that appreciating their effort and really focusing, so that in turn they will focus more
Yes.
on your project because they know more about
Exactly.
the project.
And in fact, we are all we prefer the newer ones. Okay, we prefer the new agents who are accredited with PRC,
Okay.
and at the
Yes,
same
yes.
time who are really hungry to learn more. Okay. So we're not into those kind of mga bagiitan na kay, of course, kay mga maayo naman na sila.
Yeah,
Ato
okay.
ta sa mga bag-o nga gusto pa mo learn
Aggressive,
more.
yes.
Yes.
I have a few questions here, sir, and these are homeowners.
Okay.
Owners concern. Okay, so let's say talking about condominiums, or there are some people who are really concerned about heights, earthquake. What's the maximum? What you call that? The earthquake?
Resistance.
Yeah, resistance of condominiums.
Well, I'll answer it this way, okay? Since a lot of clients are really concerned about that, especially during the, remember the Bohol earthquake?
Yes,
Yeah, the strong one.
strong.
Yeah, it was a 7.2 magnitude earthquake last 2013, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of clients were really concerned about earthquakes, okay?
Yeah.
But unknowingly also, okay, the most interesting part about this, George, is that the buildings, okay, that here in the Philippines, are very much regulated.
Yeah.
Before you can build one, there's so many restrictions that you need to follow.
Yeah.
Unlike of the houses. Okay, so if you notice, so most people think I'd rather buy a house because it's safe for the earthquake, not knowing that the restrictions are much stricter with the condominiums. That during the earthquake that happened in Bohol, you've never heard of a condominium here in Cebu
Yes.
that was damaged,
Yes,
right?
true.
Except for those substandard buildings. But for the standard ones of all condominiums, wala ka nadunggan nga na
Yes,
doubt.
true.
Okay? And then for the magnitude, George, no, I'm not so sure really of the magnitude. I think ang required karon is 8.0 up.
Okay.
I think so.
So that's
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
The ball was it 7, 6.5?
I think it was 7.2 the final, and then for Cebu we felt around 5 to 6.5. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of, and I'm asking a lot about condominiums because I specialize in condominiums. How do you decide, sir, like how many floors? Because if that property is very expensive, can you go like 100 floors or 20 floors? So what's the basis?
Actually, there's another restriction from the CAAP, no? Yeah. So
Cap is
Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines.
Okay.
I think so. Sa'yo po, i-delete lang. si CAAP mo, there's a radius, a certain radius. I think the center is from the airport because they need to be concerned of the flights, okay, the heights of the buildings. So if you notice, if it is along the runway, you can go as up to third floor only, maybe like that. And then a few meters away should be like around 15 floors, if you notice, with our Pasay Grove.
Yes.
And then if you go further away, you can go higher with the Punta Engaño at around let's say 20 plus floors. Then much farther, you can go 30, 40, 50.
What's the highest?
I'm not so sure if there's a restriction on the highest floor, but right now, so far, our highest here in Cebu is around 50 plus floors.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one in Maxino?
Yes, I think so far. So, kana lang siguro. But in terms of the cost, I think most developers would go higher if the cost of the property is high,
Oh.
so that they can spread, I think the cost of the land.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's talk about purchases by foreigners.
Okay.
Do they have the same requirements as locals?
Basically, yes. In most cases, because the foreigners can only be allowed to buy our condominiums here.
Yes.
So it's basically a yes, except that there will be a few complications in terms of loans, because as you can see, we're not allowed. If there's a way for the foreigners to get a loan here, it's too difficult.
Okay.
So medyo kutigid siya. So they would want to have it paid ang ilang units by the end of the equity, ipakash na nila bayad. But in terms of the reservation, it's almost the same. It's the same IDs, reservation fees, reservation forms. It's almost the same lang.
Do you accept online payments?
Yes, we accept online payments for reservations. Yes.
Equity is still post-dated check.
We strongly implement the the PDCs. Even for the foreigners, we strongly.
Okay. So if let's say the client is abroad, can the agent apply for a checking account on behalf of the client abroad?
Okay, can the agent apply? Well, for as long as the agent has the special power of attorney,
yes, okay, the SPA.
Yeah, that he or she will be the representative, the legal representative of the of the client, we will allow that, George.
Okay. Yeah. If the client will, they got your number.
Okay.
Although you are a broker, sir.
Yes.
Can they buy directly from the developer without going through the brokers network?
Okay, so that's the interesting part here, George, because our dynamic group, the one I mentioned a while ago,
okay,
they will get all the leads that we have.
Ooh.
Yes, that's part of their perks.
Okay.
Yes. So anything that is direct to us and the client says they have no agent, we'll pass it on to them.
Is that a lot, sir? Like going directly or
yes.
time to time?
Yes, like I think I would say yes. Siguro yes.
Wow. Because in terms of assume like I'm a buyer, I think I lost my job.
Okay.
Okay, because I know from other developers that they will only allow properties to be assumed as long as it is direct family members.
Okay.
Is that the same case for Priland?
No. We actually allow the unit to be assumed by kung sige sila doon din ang client. But there's a fee for that one. There's specific
With
fee.
documentation?
Yes. Our documentation fee is 25,000 pesos.
Okay.
We allow that, George, especially right now during this pandemic stage, because we understand that there are really a lot of our clients who have been into difficult situations.
Yes.
In fact, we're offering them, restructuring programs, extension of payments. We have so many things that we offer just to aid.
Without redocumentation payment?
At some point, yes. If it's really a valid reason, George, yes. Because we really understand that, the situation right now is very difficult, not just for us, but especially to our clients.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, we don't want to lose our clients as much as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we want to save.
And okay, so the because my next question would have been, are there penalties for delayed payment? So you answered that with restructuring.
Yes, actually there's still a penalty for the interest, but
Okay.
The good thing about restructuring, especially with our newer projects, is that it will be a one-time interest only. And then once they restructure and then they submit their new post-dated checks, of course, mo stop dito, mo freeze dito ang ating interest.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you offer perks, sir? Especially right now for buyers, just to entice them or so that they would be still continue to patronage Priland projects.
Are you referring to the new clients?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, of course. Right now we are offering our lowest equity terms ever. Okay, because what we believe here is that it will be a better what they call it, situation next year and the years to come. So right now is the kind of difficult situation. So we're offering very light equity terms to aid our clients who would want to still invest in properties, and then eventually by next year and then by the next years to come, mura po siya magkasakay lang kon equity, because that time we believe mo better atong economy.
Alright. And now talking about pet lovers. Does Priland, especially condominiums, allow pets?
That's a very debatable question, George. Ever since in my previous developers, very debatable jud ang pets. Okay, so but my answer would have to be a general no. A general no, because it might be a special yes, but a general no.
Okay.
In a sense that it's a general no because yes, we do not allow the pets, but we might allow if it's, for example, if it's a fish in a in a fish tank, or it's a bird in a bird cage. Yes, maybe. Yes, we can allow that.
And what if I want to change my unit? That's okay, but you need to pay with documentation.
Change unit in terms of
like from studio to one bedroom.
Well, if the good news is here, the good thing here is that if it's an upgrade in unit charge, we don't charge.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So from studio to one bedroom, we don't charge. If it's a townhouse to a single detached, we don't charge.
What about from a condominium to a townhouse?
Yes, we charge already.
But that's allowed. You allow that.
Yeah, we allow that, but there's a documentation charge if it's between projects and it's a downgrade.
Okay, but if it's
Yes.
an upgrade from a studio to a single detached.
We usually don't charge. Yes, because for as long as it is really an upgrade in itself.
Okay. Wow, that's nice. How about if I change my unit number? Let's say 7. I want to change it into 007. James Bond fan.
Okay.
Can we do that? Officially.
No, we cannot. Kaya magyagaw ang number. Yeah.
So whatever is there, that should be the. Can they change that, sir? Like the number on the door?
No, actually not. Because ini-reserve masajud na to, no? Of course, you would know your number.
Yes.
Okay, so dapat, dili, if you accepted that number, then you have to accept it along the way. So yun natin nga, parang, gahan kong 8 sir, hindi ko nag-7, pero 8 na lang ko ni. No, we cannot do that.
Okay. Because there are buyers that are very particular with the numbers.
Yes.
And even the floor.
Yes, very much. Muna nga, every time, even during the reservation stage, ma'am, you choose your floor, and then you choose your unit.
Okay.
Because this is the time for you to choose, not afterwards.
Okay.
Right.
I have and this is on another developer, sir, because there was a client concern because during the course of the construction or the pre-selling period, the client chose a city view.
Okay.
Okay. But then he did not know, or like 1 year after, there was another building blocking the city view.
Yes.
So the client is complaining
Okay.
because you promised me or you mentioned that it's city view, but
Yes.
there's a tower.
Yes.
Does the client have rights or to demand to get his money back?
If you ask me, George, I don't think that has no basis, no?
Okay.
Because whatever happens outside our properties is no longer our business, okay? Yes, we promised him or her the city view, which is, yes, we gave her the city view, but eventually, because of progress, there's a new project
So
beside us. There's no guarantee that we can always promise that. And, you know, I think we cannot blame the developers for that, because we will never know, man, sad, if ever na yung mukalib help tubo as tall as our building.
Unless you own the entire.
Yes, unless we own the entire block of land, then we can assure you that di ka matabunan, ma'am.
Okay.
Diba?
Another concern, the neighboring construction is ongoing. Let's say construction is ongoing.
Okay.
You're trying to expedite.
Okay.
The neighbors complain because even at night, a lot of construction and noise.
Yes.
Is that does the developer have accountability to that, sir? Like, police like barangay or
Well, I actually do not know and have not experienced something like that, George. No, pero I believe there is a permit for you to be able to work after after the kanang normal hours.
Okay.
I think there's a permit for that, which would be agreed upon by your neighboring areas, because of course makos mo siya disturbance.
yes. I remember, sir, there's a process before you build a condominium in a residential area that you need to call the neighbors.
Yes.
Barangay?
So
That's really the part of the, like, for the permit.
yeah, actually, even during the conceptualization of a project, yes, there's always a barangay clearance. Of course, there will be a new project here, blah blah blah, etc. They have concerns on this and that.
So that's part of the permit.
Yes, of the
Okay.
permits. Yes.
Alright. Now, Vertex Central.
Okay.
Is it ongoing construction?
Yes, right now we are.
So there was delay, obviously.
Yes, there was.
So so the client, what if the client has finished the equity, but the building is not yet completed? Does he need to have the remaining balance bank loan right away, or they can wait until the unit is turned over for them to apply for and get the bank loan approved?
Well, actually, George, you cannot also file a bank loan if the project is not yet finished. Yes.
So they, once their equity is
It's done, then they have their holidays.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because I thought like it's automatic.
No, it's not, because the banks will never release the loan if the unit is not yet ready. Also,
Okay.
yes.
And talking about financing, do you allow pag-ibig?
Yes, we allow pag-ibig. We welcome pag-ibig with us, with our projects also.
As long as, was it below 6 million, they can apply?
Yes, that's right, George. And also, for as long as we have already our accreditation with pag-ibig, then it's already a good go.
The accreditation is per project?
Per project. And also, once the project is almost done or is completely done, then we can have our accreditation with pag-ibig also.
So it's not automatic like you are pre-selling, then pag-ibig will...
No, it's not like that.
So they need to see
yes.
first. Okay, because I think that's one of the assumption of buyers, that it's automatic. So there is a process, and they will only give accreditation once they see it.
Yes, once the project is almost done.
But the
they
banks
will start with that.
As long as
for the banks also, they will also be looking for that, but na sila certain parameters nga mo accredit na si bank at this certain percentage of construction.
Okay.
So but the appraisals will be ongoing on both, no? Until such time that they will get the final appraisal once mahuman na ang yung housing, something like that.
Okay. Okay, sige. So let's talk about the future.
Okay.
What's the plan? I think you mentioned. What's the plan of Priland 2021 and beyond? So how do you position yourself in the real estate market?
For the plans with Priland, for let's say this year up to the the next 5 years to come, we're looking at strengthening our core here in Cebu, which is our mid and the low markets. At the same time, we will be expanding to different areas in the Visayas and Mindanao regions. So that is really the main goal of Priland, so that we want to be a regional developer already. So from a local, we will be evolving to a regional developer, and eventually we will be having our own we are looking at siguro at having our own real estate academy for the agents. So our stepping stone right now is our dynamic group.
Yes.
And there will be next batches. So there will be a second batch this year, and then it will be 2 batches every year.
So if I may ask, sir, how many are enrolled in that?
We limit it to 20 per batch only, because we want it to we want the trainings to be a little bit personalized and intimate, also because we want really them that after the trainings with us, that they will really be equipped to become the best version of sellers as they are.
And that's ongoing even right now.
Yes,
online.
It is.
Okay.
It's both online, and it's also we also have physical meetings also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, we also practice the social distancing requirements.
Yes, of course. Okay. And for you, sir, like where do you see yourself? Are we gonna talk about love life or no love life?
How do I see myself 5 years from now? That's a very amazing question, George. No, I'm the type of person who is not really much looking of the things 5 years from now. I'm the type of person who is enjoying the today.
Yes.
At the same time, making sure that our future and our tomorrows will be parang secured in a way, but not as far as 5 years. Okay. Maybe I can still see myself in the real estate industry. Okay. As you know, I'm a licensed real estate broker, so there are so many opportunities here in real estate, and I believe that in the next 5 years, real estate will still be the big thing that we will be expecting. And it's actually a driver for our economy right now. It's actually helping right now our economy. So I think for all developers right now, I think it's a key that we help each other with our clients, because we are actually helping our economy as a whole. In that way.
Wow, that's a good message to end this interview. So that's it, sir. Thank you.
Salamat sa kayo, George. Thank you so much.
And I am honored for having Sir Popoy, the original Popoy, to be as part of our guest. So I think that would be it. And if you are interested to to be an agent as part of the academy,
Yes, for our dynamic group.
the
Yes.
dynamic group, you can reach out to.
Yes, you can actually send your resumes here to us.
What's the email address?
Actually, it's anyone from our sales officers.
Okay.
So there's 6 of them. You can send all your resumes to our sales officers.
And if you want to buy, go to me.
Yeah, you can go to George. George is one of our top sellers here in Priland. I'm proud to say that.
So and you know, you would not Priland would not sell you short. Their projects are made of quality materials, built to last.
Yes.
Okay, so I think this is in
Lapu-Lapu.
Brisa Coves in Lapu-Lapu.
Yes.
So you have a lot of the Brisa series in Lapu-Lapu.
Yes, there are 3 of them.
Sold out already? Not yet?
Brisa Palms is sold out. Brisa Scapes is 1 unit left.
Oh.
And then Brisa Coves is our newest one with around 50 plus units
50 plus
left.
units.
Uh-huh.
Single detached
No, it's clustered townhouse.
townhouse.
Yes, townhouse. We have our single attached units pero sold out na siya.
Ah,
In Brisa Coves, yeah,
That's the
nahulot
first,
siya.
no? Sold out the single detached.
Yes, almost as always.
The
So
demand is really there.
yeah, the demand for housing is really there.
Okay. All right. Hopefully.
Hopefully mahalin ka.
Yes. So I think that would be it. Thank you, Sir Popoy.
Thank you also, George, for this time.
Okay. So that would be it. Thank you for watching and stay safe, stay at home, and peace. Okay. Home answer.